So the stop is Homer, and I'm kind of expecting a small town feel to this place. I know that they're known for the Spit, which is an area of land that juts out, which has most of their restaurants and things on there. But first, I'm heading over to Tucka Bay, about 9 miles across the water, to do some cooking, and then I'll come back and see what the locals have to offer. This is Homer, Alaska, a quaint small town surrounded by beautiful mountains and glaciers along the stunning 𝐾𝐿𝐴 Bay. It might seem unlikely, but there's a big food scene here with all types of cafes and restaurants. I'm taking about a 25-minute boat ride across the bay to Tucka Bay Lodge, a family-owned wilderness retreat in a tranquil and beautiful setting on the Kenai Peninsula. Besides being an exclusive place to stay, they are known for their outstanding food, much of which is foraged from their own woods and shoreline. I get to join in on the fun.
Here. I'm going to go grab some stuff from the edge of the water.
Okie doke.
All right, so you see these little plants with like nice long leaves we get down here?
Mm-hmm.
This is Goose Tongue.
Goose Tongue?
Yes, and I will do what Karen usually does. And the reason why they call it Goose Tongue is because
All right. Cute.
if you say it, it looks like the tongue of a goose. And we use these as a garnish in salads or for fish, which I'll be doing later. It'll be they're really good, and they're quite wonderful if you want to nibble on one.
And they flower like, does that
And they do.
become a flower? Or
It
what
does
is
become a small flower. They actually kind of bud up and get tall and then finally limp over, and then that's how they spread.
Mm.
And they're actually really nice. My favorite are these beach greens, and they grow in these large mats, like the one behind you. And these are wonderful because the larger leaves and buds can both be used. So they taste like a nice fresh spring pea.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it's
Can I eat that now too?
absolutely. So they're quite wonderful.
Mm. Yeah, that I like. Oh, it does
Like-
taste just like a pea.
Exactly, it's very delicate. It's nice and sweet, so you really don't need to cook them or anything, or maybe like just some basic minute dash of salt.
That's
So we're
really
gonna harvest quite a few of these because I will need to actually assemble a salad.
good. And we're cooking for me, and I like them.
So I just come out, and pretty much every day, one of the other chefs or myself will come out, or the guides if they're out for a hike. They will come get some for us.
This is great. Beautiful.
No.
And what do you have?
So this is bladder wrack. It's also known as popweed. It has these air bladders that pop.
Oh
And it
my
has this
gosh.
gel-like substance inside.
Holy cow.
And what we can do is the tender tips like this, we can eat raw, but we could put the whole thing in a stew,
Mm-hmm.
and the seasonings will come out in the stew, and then it
Gross.
thickens it a little bit, and then right before you serve it, pull it out. And we also use it for garnish for oysters.
Oh, I could see it for oysters.
So it's like, if you think about using like agar powder, it's or a seaweed-based thickening agents, but
That's what this
in its
does.
raw
Yeah,
form.
it feels
I
like
see. Yeah.
And I just picked up a little bit of sea lettuce.
Right.
We actually harvest a lot of it and dry it. We use it dried mostly.
And does it have like a salty flavor?
It
or-
does. It's really salty. You can taste
It
it.
does, because at least we have to wash these with clear salt water, because if we use fresh water, they'll just end up dissolving.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. There you go. That'd be nice dried, like a
Yeah.
little chip almost.
Well, we
different.
have some dried you can taste when
Okay.
he does the others. So. That's
Beautiful.
It'd be
Fun
great. And I
stuff.
just get a little bit of a goose tongue. We can.
Okay.
great. While you do that, I'm going to get some beach peas.
Perfect. Thank you.
How pretty.
So these are beach peas.
Fantastic.
And so we
Beautiful.
use both the flowers and the shoots.
And so what do you do with the flowers? Is it, you mush them up as well, or do you?
No, those are just
Is it
edible
just
flowers,
a-
so you can.
Oh,
you
it's just for
eat it whole.
prettiness, make it pretty.
Party- Yeah.
Wow.
They're
Nice.
very
Take this
ornamental,
in.
which will look really good with my dish in a little bit.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Beautiful basket there.
So it'll be quite
I-
nice.
We take our basket of goodies to the cooking school, a unique place inside an old repurposed crabbing boat called the 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿 that the owners tend to call the Ark.
this is your first official lesson with me.
Alright.
We're going to be doing seared sockeye salmon. We're doing it with the foraged edibles that you just foraged for us, and a small salad with a fireweed vinaigrette.
Okay.
So fireweed is another local edible, and it's very vibrant, very bright. So we're using the jelly, fireweed jelly, to make the base for the vinaigrette. So it's really tasty.
I love how you can do this. So great.
So we're going to use a flat cast iron skillet, and just a little bit of olive oil. You know, just with most fish, seasoned basically into salt and pepper. To bring up really, truly wonderful fresh fish, you don't need a lot. Now that we have this cast iron wonderfully hot, turn down just a little bit, we're going to get a wonderful sear on our salmon.
I love that sizzle. Such a nice sound.
It's one of those, nothing quite like it. And then we'll let that sizzle for a few minutes while we let it get its proper sear going on. While that is going, we'll assemble our salad. So you be so kind as to help me assemble this.
With our lovely greens.
With our lovely greens. And if you do so kind as to pick the leaves off of these to complete the salad. Then while you're doing that, I will get everything ready for the fireweed vinaigrette. So we're gonna use the jelly, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and just a little bit of shallot to add some bite.
So how long are you searing those salmon for?
Sear them to about medium rare. And wait till that is like a nice thin pink line in the middle. So I flipped it once, and then once it goes to the skin side, I let it go.
Got it.
Other side, you know, it'd be nice if I had an oven, but I don't. So
Not for the cooking school.
Not for the cooking school, oddly enough, you know, no oven. And oddly enough, no running water, so I'd have to do a lot without the water itself, but we make do.
When you think about it, you're starting by picking things from outside in the ground, so it's nice to
Exactly.
keep up with that level.
Exactly. I like to add some emulsifier for your salad, just a little bit of Dijon mustard, and add a teaspoon, if that, apple cider vinegar to round it out and add that vinegary wonderfulness to.
I love apple cider vinegar and things.
It's definitely one of my favorites. And then just a quick whisk, and you have like a very fast and tasty vinaigrette. That'll go wonderfully with the salmon.
I picked the leaves, but I have the stems. Do they go in as well? or-
You don't have to put the stems in there. It's just a-okay to leave them out. I turn off the heat, let the residual heat cook the rest, and then fill it. The wonderful thing about a salmon is you can touch it just like a steak and kind of gauge the temperature.
No, still juicy, but
So
getting
juicy,
firm.
but not overcooked. And so now we just have to do a quick plate, and you are ready to go. But we'll go with the first piece I picked. So we're gonna take a look at it.
Nicely
crispy skin. So we'll just gently place that on the plate. Then we'll take some of this vinaigrette and just drizzle it on top of your greens. Give it a quick toss.
Oh, this is great.
And then using the
beautiful.
wonderful flowers from
Yeah.
the beach pea shoots, you can add just like a nice drop of color to the whole plate.
And purple's my favorite color, so that's perfect.
See, it worked out for everybody. So I didn't even know that, and it worked. I'm very happy.
Beautiful and simple. And right
Very
from
easy.
here, these greens, amazing.
Everything
I
local
can't
to
believe we
Alaska.
just picked those.
Yeah. There is nothing foreign about any of this. It's all from Alaska.
Love to taste
Very
this.
true to cuisine.
Oh my gosh. You know, it amazes me. Quick and easy and fun for you.
It is quite fun for me, and it's a fantastic way to get everything together. And do something that is truly, truly Alaskan, where there's no other ingredient that is not from within 2 miles of this spot.
Right, and I can't believe I'm eating something that we just picked in the woods and from the
Exactly.
beach right here.
Exactly, just
Yeah.
right outside the door.
It's delicious. Kind of crisp, clean taste with those greens and the salmon together. I love it. Oh, so good. That's perfectly cooked.
Trying to
So
see.
juicy. And we're gonna burn the other one.
Exactly. The other one's doing just fine.
The other one's doing beautifully too. I want to eat the skin. I love salmon skin
Oh,
when
it's
it's
so
cooked
good.
well. This is so. Oh my god.
So good. And
That could be like dessert. That skin. is so
That's
good.
what I love about cast iron. Like you can always get really, really heavy, beautiful sears and crusts on just about anything.
So that's how you prefer to do it?
I like using cast iron wherever I can.
Oh, I can't stop getting this. Oh, I'm so excited that we got to do this.
Me too. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
It's
you.
fantastic.
We'll come back for some more stuff with
Absolutely.
you at some other time. Yeah?
I'll be here.
Great. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasant boat ride back to Homer and now to the famous Homer Spit. This 4.5-mile long stretch of land ends in the water with businesses, shops, and cafes. I'm going to 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐻 Cafe, a local organic Alaskan eatery, to meet owner and chef Mandy Dixon. She's going to make me a couple of her most popular dishes.
Today we prepared for you at the cafe a ramen noodle bowl. So it's fresh made ramen noodles with a local fresh caught sockeye salmon.
Not what I expected.
Lots of greens. We have some pea shoots in there. A lot of our food comes straight from the farms around Homer, and even from pork to beef and seafood, of course. Here.
Look at this thing. Oh my God.
So that's a crab mount. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Deadliest Catch, but a lot of those boats dock right in here behind the cafe. And this is a snow crab from Alaska. It's served with avocado and tomato and melted leeks and caramelized onions. And we serve that with a fresh salad with some local produce in it.
So what's your client base? Mainly the fishermen, or you have?
I think, we are probably 50-50 maybe, We have a lot of regulars that will come in every single day, The working fishermen that go out on the boats and they're leaving at, 5:30 in the morning. To the retired fishermen that have lived here their whole lives and just coming in for breakfast.
It's an unusual thing to find this. It's a tiny little place, and I mean, I know you have eggs and bacon and things like that on the menu, but like ramen and especially crab. Oh my God. This is really, really decadent.
Good. I'm glad
really
you like
good.
it.
And this too, but I mean, this is like one of those messy.
Yeah, we have large portions here. We want to feed the fishermen well and feed them fresh things that are grown from around our town.
Good. So delicious. Thanks, Mandy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's amazing. Yeah. For a small town, who'd think they'd have their very own brewery? I make a quick stop at the Homer Brewing Company and find the owner more than willing to give me a flight of all their brews.
This is an old Inlet Pale Ale. This is a broken birch bitter. It's a best bitter.
And I'm going to try it because that's important to me.
Yeah, you like hoppy beers? Oh, well, that's hoppy beer. This is the Red Knot Scottish. This is an amber style of ale, malty sweet, and it's not real hoppy, and it's actually probably our most popular beer. Red Knot's a shorebird. Homer has a shorebird festival in May, and the birders said, "Hey, can't you make a bird beer?" Yeah, that's kind of how that.
Is that? It's root beery,
Yeah, and that's a Chinapoop porter. That's dark. It's roasty, not real malty or sweet. Kind of roasty, kind of coffee-ish, sort of a little bit.
That's a good one. I wouldn't say sort of coffee. It's very
you roast, it's all two-row barley, but they take some of that two-row barley and they roast it. That's where you get your color in beer.
Okay.
Welcome to Homer.
Thank you. I'm completing my taste of Homer hospitality at the Homer Stay and Play Bed and Breakfast. Not for a stay, but for a cooking session with the owner, Anna. Tell me about this beautiful spot you're in.
Well, it's originally a homestead, and the little cabin that we went into, a couple of brothers and their wives came up here and homesteaded. And a few years ago, one of the ladies came by. She said, "My sister and I used to live here," and she told us a few little stories, and it was really cute. So we bought the property. We have 2.5 acres, and most of it's back behind us and wild.
Wow.
We have a garden up there, and we grow as much as we can. We use local eggs. We harvest as much as we can. We use a lot of the farmers markets products, and today we're going to put on the top of our is a chef that one of the local farmers makes. She has a herd of goats. They're all real sweet goats.
So do you go to the market to buy your stuff, or do you try to do as much here as you can?
I actually, the farmers are great because they'll come to one of our other B&Bs and they'll drop off things for us, and then we go, the other B&Bs, we go and pick them up. So
It's great here in home where everybody helps each other.
they do, they really do. Here's some of Terry's jalapeno cheese that she makes. So she does a great do. Terry Jones at Cackleberry Farms.
I love jalapeno cheese.
Okay, so now we can add the cheese to that and then just whiz it all up again, and these will be ready because I cook them ahead of time. So in the morning, one of the things, when you come down for breakfast, you're hungry, and they never have appetizers or starters. So that's my one-woman goal, is to make a breakfast appetizer. Just take a little dollop of that and put it on your potato. Put a little bit of cheese on there.
I love it. The purple, the green, the white. Beautiful. Really good. That cheese cuts down a lot of that garlicky intenseness, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good idea to have the cheese on there because not everybody likes garlic in the morning.
Although it's really good for you.
Well, I also make a little salmon cake, and people always say, "I never eat fish for breakfast." And so I was like, "Well, now you have."
Now you have. Now you will. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, let's make a few more for everybody else.
You know, you go to each town, and the people that live there love their town. And I think that's what comes through, is that in Homer, I felt that the people really were just happy to be there. Some of the people are there year-round, through the winter time, and make the most of what they have. You know what I liked at the cafe, which was really cool? They had a boot wash in the bathroom. And it just kind of showed me like the typical way of life there. It's that rustic feel. That's what Homer is.